For the last month, I have been working with Subaru Canada, traveling across Canada, and this feels like a job that I've been working towards for 10 years. And for the last month, I have been teaching their entire team nationwide about car photography and social media. It has been an absolutely crazy month, and that's why I haven't been posting much content to social media. This month, I've been doing a live keynote presentation for all the Subaru Canada dealerships, teaching them how they can use social media to build a better brand and build trust with us, the customer, through social media. The first week in Vancouver was a lot of work, so I didn't really do any vlogging while I was there. So we're gonna rewind to the second week of presentations when I landed in Toronto. So we just landed in Toronto and I'm here at the Subaru headquarters picking up this Solterra. Pretty crazy journey to get here, and I'm gonna tell you guys from start to finish how I got to this point working with Subaru Canada. So I don't know if you guys know, but the Solterra is a fully electric vehicle. It's quiet. Maybe it's too quiet. All right, so I want to give you guys some context as to how I got here today working for Subaru Canada and being recognized as a global international car photographer. I don't really know. But when I was 19 years old, I actually started working for a group of car dealerships. So I was their stock car photographer, so I would shoot 50 cars a day. And that was just my job. I loved it. It was a really great intro into the automotive industry. I had a really cool boss, and so he would actually encourage them to lower the cars, put nice rims and tires on them, put them an exhaust on it, and bring those cars to car shows. And so I, from time to time, got to bring those cars to the car shows and then bring them home and just enjoy the vehicles. And I think that is where the spark for the automotive industry came from. Man, it's kind of beautiful out, so let's go talk outside. It's kind of too nice to be inside. So when I moved on from that job, I went on to work as a commercial photographer and videographer. So it was at this job that I learned everything about cameras. You guys have no idea how fortunate we are to have 4K cameras in our pockets right now. It's absolutely insane. I learned about lenses, I learned about microphones and audio, I learned about lighting, but more importantly, I learned about storytelling. So while I was working at that job and learning everything I could about cameras and shooting kind of like mini documentaries and commercials and those kind of things, I started to kind of bring all these skills back towards cars, and that's where things got interesting. You guys have got to see how easy and fast it is for me to unpack this thing. Done. Just like that. At home closet. That's so cool. Okay, but I actually reached out to these guys because I knew I was going to be doing a bunch of traveling this month, and I generally don't like to check baggage. So this extra large carry-on comes with this built-in closet. Everything you need already in here. I've got like 3 pairs of pants in there, tons of underwear, sweater. I got a vest in here, a tripod in there, an extra pair of shoes. This thing is incredible. So yeah, big thanks to Solgaard for hanging out with me on this trip. I'd highly recommend if you guys are doing traveling, check out that bag for travel. Super convenient. Round 2, day 1, Toronto. Let's go get it. All right, we are halfway through the entire project now with Subaru Canada. But to continue this story, once I learned everything about photography and videography, I was able to take all those skills and turn them back towards automotive. And that's where I found that there's a massive gap in the industry between what the best people in the industry were creating with photography and cars versus what people were doing locally at car dealerships. So that's when I stepped into that industry and said, hey, you guys aren't producing content as good as the people at the top. I can help with that. So fortunately, I got signed up with that Toyota dealership, and that's when I started creating a ton of content. And that is when we started the YouTube channel, teaching you guys how to create this content. I took all the knowledge that I had of photography and videography and started teaching you guys how to do it. And I think that that point, kind of in and of itself, is pretty important. that this should be something that you're passionate about, something you actually like doing. And fortunately, because for me it was a passion, it actually ended up turning into something that people started noticing, and they started recognizing that I was passionate about what I was doing. And from that passion, that's when I started to get to shoot things like Porsches, McLarens, Lamborghinis, and there's some pretty incredible opportunities in there that I feel really fortunate to have. Now this is wonderful, but this doesn't mean that it was easy, guys. I think that it's important that you recognize that yes, because you're passionate doesn't mean it's gonna be easy. There's gonna be struggles along the way, and so that's what we're gonna talk about next. For me, one of the hardest things was time. I worked a full-time job, probably like most of you, and creating content like this always had to be done in your excess time, in your free time, and we all know that that is hard to come by. So it took a lot to actually put the effort and intentionality into YouTube and car photography as a side job, especially when it didn't really pay that much. It was mostly all passion. So I guess that's a pretty important part, is be passionate. The second thing that's really hard as an automotive photographer is actually getting access to cars. So as you guys know, it can be tough to find cars in your area that actually want to shoot with you. But this is where I think I did it right. But what I chose to do was to shoot every single car as though it was the same as shooting a Ferrari or a Lamborghini or something like that. Because when the chance came to shoot the Ferraris and the Lamborghinis, I knew I was prepared. So I remember a really old video way back in the day when I was shooting a Toyota Corolla. I made that exact comment, shoot everything like it's a Ferrari. And you never know when those Ferraris are gonna come around. Because for me, they did. You all know that it is hard work, but eventually if you guys continue to be passionate about what you're doing and pursue your dreams and goals, the payoff will come. It will come for you. Tonight's kind of fun because I'm actually meeting up with some of you guys, so I'm gonna go have a quick meet with all you all Toronto people. Only a handful of people are coming, but it's gonna be great. So let's go do that, and then we'll finish up the video. I got a knack to react, but I'm packing a grace to the max with a fact. Let me grab the space. I had a map the place. Who got a laughing face? Long and strong, looking like a stack full of hate. All right, guys. So we are in Toronto with Andre. Hello. Midnight Visuals on Instagram. He's hooked me up tonight because I wanted to shoot some classic Toronto locations. I know it's a little cliche, but he knows the spots. He's got the cars. So as you guys can see, he's hooked us up with a Porsche GT4 and a Honda S2000. So we're at the classic bridge and we're gonna try and get this shot. So let's see how it goes. When you're this good, go let them know. They ain't never hit a band like this. They ain't never seen a man like this. Go let them know. Last night was so much fun. Hanging out with you guys, shooting some cool cars. It was honestly a really refreshing time. It kind of sparked something in me. I kind of want to do more meets. So if you guys want to do more meets, let me know where you're from, and maybe we'll hook that up, because that was cool. But today is my last day in Toronto, so we leave back for Calgary tomorrow. But where has the success come from? And this is kind of like a part of what was really fun about the journey yesterday, is that my success has come from YouTube and actually teaching you guys and being a part of the journey with you guys. So last night was kind of like a full circle of like the success story of YouTube and teaching you guys and becoming a successful car photographer. Honestly, teaching all of these car photography skills on YouTube and continuing to improve myself and bringing you guys along for the journey has been one of the absolute most rewarding things of my life. And YouTube, for some reason, thinks this is great. You guys think this is great, and so I'm able to do this full time. And because of you guys doing this full time has led to me working with Subaru. And my encouragement for you guys, and what I've even been telling the people at Subaru here as I teach them, is continue to post quality content consistently, because you never know when that consistent part is going to hit, and the people like Subaru are going to see your quality post and reach out to you to do some work. And then after that, it's just step after step after step after step, and passion is going to be the thing that keeps you going. So stay passionate. If you love it, keep doing it, because for me, I mean, it's led to Toronto and Montreal next week, and just some of the coolest moments of my life. I think if I could encourage you guys with one thing at the end of this video, is to stay humble, stay kind. You never know if that Corolla and shooting it like a Ferrari is gonna lead you to actually shooting the Ferrari. Never think of yourself as too good than a certain shoot or to be better than someone. Be kind to the people that you are interacting with, because you never know what those relationship touch points will have. So just be a good person, you know? But that's helped me a lot. Have a smile, enjoy what you do. I think it'll shine through your work, and hopefully people will recognize it. I appreciate you guys hanging out with me for my journey. Again, this journey wouldn't be what it is without you guys. So very grateful for you. We will see you in the next video. If you enjoyed this, please like and subscribe and comment down below how your journey's going. Okay, see you guys. Peace.